Available now. Link below.
In a shocking display of revisionist history, The View's Whoopi Goldberg and Sonny Hostin brazenly accused Republicans of stacking the Supreme Court. But the truth tells a very different story. The real court-packing scheme came from Democrat FDR back in 1937. As the left desperately tries to rewrite the past, their lies are exposed by the facts. Even Joe Rogan is calling out The View as a rabies-infested henhouse spreading disinformation. In this special report, we'll peel back the layers of deception and reveal just how far the insane liberal media will go to push their false narrative. You won't believe the depths of dishonesty that we've uncovered. So stay tuned for the full story and my final thoughts on what this means for America. The truth can no longer be ignored. Now, folks, before we dive into today's eye-opening report, a quick word from our sponsor that's keeping our mission going. Just like our current discourse cuts through the fog of misinformation, our sponsor offers a breakthrough against the rising tide of fuel costs. With gas costs soaring past $3.15 a gallon, a 20% hike from pre-2020 days, every penny saved is a penny earned. So enter this game-changing little device. It's designed to slash your fuel expenses by up to 25% by enhancing your vehicle's efficiency. It's simple, effective, and supports itself after just 1 month. Don't let the big oil companies drain your wallet. Check out this fuel-saving marvel at reducemyfuel.com and grab your exclusive 50% discount plus free shipping. Remember, risk-free for 60 days. Visit reducemyfuel.com today. Now, the insanity of the liberal media knows no bounds, and ABC's The Views is the poster child for leftist lunacy. Whoopi Goldberg and Sonny Hostin, two of the show's most vocal co-hosts, recently attempted to rewrite history on live television, claiming the Republicans have been stacking the Supreme Court. But let's set the record straight. Their accusations are nothing more than blatant lies and misinformation. Watch.
Political commentator Mehdi Hasan's his warning. Take a look.
I have PTSD from 2020. I think the Democrats didn't learn lessons. Look, what are we talking about? Abortion rights. How did that happen? Dobbs. How did the Florida decision happen today? DeSantis appointed 5 of the 7 judges. Republicans are very good at stacking courts, at getting their people on courts, at thinking strategically about filling courts. Democrats aren't very good at seeing the power of the Supreme Court. And that's why I worry. I worry that why would you want to repeat history? Why take the risk? You have a Democratic president and a Democratic Senate, and you have a justice who's about to turn 70.
So, just because I'm going to ask this.
You're annoyed with? What are you annoyed with?
I'm annoyed that he's not saying, hey, why do we still have Clarence Thomas on the court, whose wife was implicit in trying to turn over the election? Listen,
true.
I've always said this about the Supreme Court. Supremes get on the court and they evolve. Sometimes it takes some time, but you think of Frankfurter, who evolved, all of these Supreme Court justices.
Does evolve.
It does, and they do evolve because their job is not to make the law.
Yeah.
Their job is to look at the law and figure out how it could be working better. This guy, to go for Justice Sotomayor, who we know her thoughts, we don't always agree with them, but we know her thoughts, and she's a thoughtful person. We don't know some of these other folks, and getting her off doesn't mean somebody else is going to get on and be better. So what is his point? There are people who should be gone because they're not doing what I think they should have done. Clarence Thomas should have recused himself. Yeah. He shouldn't be sitting
Maybe you and I can chip in and pay for a cruise for him.
Maybe.
Well, but
a Ted Cruz?
No.
I had to do it.
Just to defend Mehdi a bit, he did call for Clarence Thomas to recuse from January 6th. He's very progressive. I think he and I
I'm
don't
sure
agree.
he is, but this is not, this, for me.
Yeah.
I did not want to hear this. I want you to talk about getting the people who are not doing their job.
My thing with this is actually 70 to me seems pretty young for her.
Well, it is pretty young.
I was struck by that, but
Now, in a shocking display of ignorance and dishonesty, Goldberg and Hostin conveniently ignore the fact that the only real attempt at court packing came from Democrat Franklin Delano Roosevelt back in 1937. That's when he proposed the Judicial Procedures Reform Bill, which would have allowed him to appoint a new justice for every sitting justice over the age of 70 who refused to retire. It was a blatant power grab, but The View's hosts seem to have forgotten this inconvenient truth. Here's more.
Democrats, we don't stack the court. We don't do that. A lot of us wanted him to do that, but he won't do that because that's not how you run the government. That's his feeling. Now, not you. But Republicans, many Republicans on the other side, were fine with the shenanigans that went on to stack the court.
Well, they stole about two seats.
They did.
Let's point that out. And
I was waiting for you.
Thank you. They have stacked the court by stealing 2 seats.
Yes.
Stealing 2 seats. Goldberg's bold claim that Democrats, we don't stack the court, is really a slap in the face to anyone with a basic understanding of American history. She even had the audacity to suggest that Republicans were the ones guilty of this practice simply by filling empty seats on the bench. Apparently, following the constitutional process for appointing justice is now considered stacking or stealing in the eyes of these liberal extremists. Now, the View's attempts to gaslight the American public are not only dishonest but dangerous. By spreading these lies and false narratives, they're undermining the very foundation of our judicial system. It's clear that Goldberg and Hostin and their ilk have no respect for the truth or the intelligence of their viewers. They're merely puppets dancing to the tune of their liberal overlords. But the American people are waking up to their deception. Even Joe Rogan, a man who's built his career on having open and honest conversations, couldn't help but call out The View for what it really is, a rabies-infested henhouse. When Rogan sat down with author Coleman Hughes to discuss his recent appearance on the show, Hughes revealed how Sunny Hostin had ambushed him, attacking his character and accusing him of being a pawn for the right. Watch. Couldn't agree more. So this is the level of discourse we've come to expect from the left. Baseless accusations and ad hominem attacks against anyone who dares to challenge their narrative. They can't win on the merits of their arguments, so they resort to character assassination and misinformation, but we won't let them get away with it. The truth will always prevail, no matter how hard the insane liberal media tries to suppress it. We'll continue to expose their lies and fight for the integrity of our judicial system. The American people deserve better than the rabies-infested henhouse of The View. It's time for a reckoning on our media landscape. We need more voices like Joe Rogan and Coleman Hughes who are willing to stand up to the lies and misinformation peddled by the left, and we need to hold shows like The View accountable for their blatant attempts to deceive the public. That's why we cover them here. My friends, the stakes couldn't be higher. The future of our republic, it all hangs in the balance, and we can't afford to let the insane liberal media poison the minds of the American people any longer. It's up to us, the truth seekers and defenders of our Constitution, to stand up and fight back against their lies. If you got value from this report, tap subscribe. It's time for my final thought. My fellow Americans, the lies and deceit from The View are just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to the insane liberal media agenda. They will stop at nothing to rewrite history, mislead the public, and push their radical narrative, but we can't let them succeed. The future of our republic depends on our ability to stand up for the truth and expose their lies at every turn. We must be vigilant, informed, and unwavering in our commitment to defending our Constitution and the integrity of our institutions. The View may be a rabies-infested henhouse, but we are the cure. Together we can take back the narrative, hold the media accountable, and restore honesty and transparency to our public discourse. The fight won't be easy, but it's a fight that we must win. For the sake of our nation, let's stand united against the insanity of the left.
Congratulations, you made it to the end of the video. Now keep up your quest for truth with this next news report. And if you found our channel enlightening, join the millions who agree with you. Tap subscribe. Thank you for watching the Next News Network.